If nothing changes, 1 year from now, you could still be fighting the same battles, carrying the same weight, and asking the same questions. That realization should wake something up inside you. But here's the good news. 2026 doesn't have to repeat 2025. This can be the year you rebuild from the inside out and step into a stronger version of yourself. Rebuilding yourself doesn't mean you failed. It means you're wise enough to grow. Some seasons break you down, not to destroy you, but to strip away what no longer fits where you're going. As 2026 approaches, understand this. You are not behind, you are being prepared. Every challenge refined your character. Every delay strengthened your patience. Now is the moment to rebuild your thoughts, your confidence, and your expectations. When you change what you believe about yourself, your decisions start to shift. When your decisions shift, your future follows. Step forward with hope. The next chapter isn't about survival, it's about renewal. If this message is speaking to you, take a moment to support the channel. Like this video, subscribe for more weekly motivation, and share it with someone who's ready to rebuild and step confidently into 2026. Rebuilding yourself begins with releasing what no longer serves you, without carrying resentment into the future. This is one of the hardest steps because it requires honesty. Many people try to rebuild while still holding on to old disappointments, regrets, or versions of themselves that no longer fit. But growth cannot fully happen when your hands are already full. Letting go is not denial of what happened. It is acceptance that the season has passed. As you move toward 2026, understand that not everything you lost was meant to stay. Some things were removed because they were limiting your progress. Certain habits kept you comfortable but stagnant. Some relationships drained more energy than they gave. Even certain thoughts about who you are and what you deserve quietly shaped your limits. Rebuilding starts when you recognize this and choose peace over proof. Healing over holding on. This does not mean forgetting lessons. The wisdom stays, but the weight goes. You can honor your past without living in it. When you release bitterness, you free mental and emotional space for clarity. That clarity allows you to see opportunities that were always there, but hidden by frustration or fear. A calm mind makes better decisions. A lighter heart moves forward with confidence. Rebuilding also means forgiving yourself. Many people are kind to others but harsh with themselves. They replay mistakes, missed chances, and words they wish they had said differently. But self-blame doesn't build strength, it drains it. You cannot move forward while constantly punishing yourself for learning. Growth requires compassion toward your own journey. When you release what weighs you down, you begin to rebuild with intention. Your energy shifts. You stop reacting and start choosing. Instead of repeating cycles, you create direction. This is where real change starts, not in dramatic moments, but in quiet decisions made daily. Choosing better thoughts, choosing healthier boundaries, choosing patience with the process. As 2026 approaches, remind yourself that rebuilding is not rushing, it's steady progress. Some days will feel powerful, others will feel slow. Both are part of renewal. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your responsibility is simply to become healthier, stronger, and more aligned than you were before. Let go of what drained you, not with anger, but with gratitude for the lesson. Then step forward lighter, clearer, and ready. The version of you that's emerging doesn't need the past to define them. They're building something new, one decision, one mindset shift, one day at a time. Rebuilding yourself also means renewing your mindset before trying to change your circumstances. Many people focus on fixing what's around them while ignoring what's happening within them. But lasting change always begins internally. If your thinking stays the same, your results eventually return to familiar patterns. A renewed life starts with a renewed mind. As you move toward 2026, take a moment to observe your dominant thoughts. Are they rooted in hope or in hesitation? Do they push you forward or quietly hold you back? Thoughts shape perception, and perception influences decisions. When your mindset is limited, even opportunities can feel overwhelming. When your mindset is healthy, challenges become manageable and purposeful. Renewing your mindset doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing truth over fear. It means replacing thoughts like "I can't" with "I'm learning" and "it's too late" with "I still have time." These small mental shifts may seem simple, but they change how you show up each day. Over time, they reshape your confidence. A renewed mindset also requires guarding what you allow into your mind. The voices you listen to, the content you consume, and the conversations you entertain all leave an imprint. If you constantly absorb negativity, comparison, or discouragement, it becomes difficult to believe in growth. Renewal often begins by being selective, choosing messages that strengthen rather than weaken your resolve. Rebuilding your thinking is a daily discipline, not a one-time decision. Some days your old patterns will try to return. That doesn't mean you failed, it means you're human. The key is awareness. When you notice unhelpful thoughts, pause and redirect them. Ask yourself whether that thought is helping you move forward or keeping you stuck. As 2026 approaches, understand that your mindset sets the tone for everything else. It affects how you respond to setbacks, how you treat yourself, and how you pursue your goals. When your thinking becomes clearer, your actions become more intentional. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding wisely. Renewing your mindset is not about pressure or perfection. It's about consistency. One positive thought won't change your life, but repeated healthy thinking will. Over time, your inner dialogue becomes more supportive, more patient, and more resilient. When you rebuild your mindset first, your circumstances eventually follow. You begin to see possibilities instead of barriers. You approach the future with calm confidence instead of anxiety. That inner renewal becomes the foundation for a stronger, steadier, and more hopeful version of yourself as you step into 2026. Rebuilding yourself continues through small, consistent disciplines that shape your days and, over time, reshape your life. Many people wait for motivation to feel strong before they act, but lasting growth doesn't begin with intensity. It begins with consistency. The quiet habits you repeat when no one is watching often matter more than dramatic moments of change. As you move toward 2026, it's important to understand that small actions compound. A few focused minutes each day spent improving your skills, strengthening your mindset, or caring for your well-being may not feel powerful in the moment, but over months, those minutes turn into momentum. What feels insignificant today can become transformative tomorrow. Discipline is not punishment, it is direction. It's simply choosing what matters most over what feels easiest. When you create small routines that support who you want to become, you reduce decision fatigue and build stability. You no longer rely on emotion to guide your progress. Instead, you rely on structure. Rebuilding through discipline also builds self-trust. Each time you keep a small promise to yourself, your confidence grows. You begin to believe in your ability to follow through. That belief becomes a foundation for larger goals. When you trust yourself, you move forward with less doubt and less hesitation. It's important to start where you are, not where you think you should be. Trying to change everything at once often leads to burnout. Choose one or two habits that align with your values and commit to them gently but consistently. Progress is not measured by speed, it's measured by sustainability. There will be days when discipline feels difficult. On those days, remember why you started. Discipline carries you when motivation fades. Even small effort on a hard day keeps you moving in the right direction. Over time, discipline becomes less about effort and more about identity. It becomes part of who you are. As 2026 approaches, recognize that you don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You need to build it intentionally. Small disciplines create rhythm. Rhythm creates stability. Stability creates growth. This process may feel slow, but it is steady, and steady progress lasts. Rebuilding yourself through daily discipline allows you to step into the future prepared rather than pressured. You become someone who shows up consistently, not perfectly, and that consistency shapes a stronger version of you, one habit, one choice, one day at a time. Rebuilding yourself also involves speaking hope-filled words over your future, especially when circumstances feel uncertain. Words may seem simple, but they shape perspective. What you repeatedly say, even quietly to yourself, influences how you think, how you act, and how you view what's possible. Rebuilding begins when your language aligns with where you're going, not just where you've been. As you approach 2026, pay attention to your inner dialogue. Many people unknowingly speak doubt, fear, or limitation over their own lives. Statements like, "This always happens to me," or "I'm not good at starting over," may feel harmless, but over time they reinforce beliefs that hold you back. Changing your words is not about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing not to give them the final say. Hope-filled words create mental space for growth. When you speak with expectation, your mindset shifts from survival to possibility. You begin to see challenges as temporary rather than permanent. This shift doesn't remove effort or responsibility, but it changes how you carry them. Hope steadies you when outcomes are unclear. Speaking positively over your future also strengthens resilience. When setbacks occur, your words can either deepen discouragement or support recovery. Choosing language that encourages patience and persistence helps you regain balance faster. Instead of saying, "I failed," you learn to say, "I'm learning." Instead of "I can't handle this," you begin to say, "I'll take this one step at a time." This practice is especially important during rebuilding seasons when results may not appear immediately. Words help sustain momentum before evidence appears. They remind you of direction when progress feels slow. Over time, consistent, hopeful language becomes a habit, and that habit influences behavior. It's also important to be mindful of the words you speak aloud around others. Conversations filled with constant negativity or complaint can quietly shape your outlook. Choosing constructive language doesn't mean avoiding honesty, it means pairing honesty with perspective. You acknowledge difficulty without surrendering to it. As 2026 approaches, let your words reflect growth rather than fear. Speak about your future with calm confidence, even if you're still figuring out the details. Words don't replace action, but they prepare the ground for it. They guide your focus, strengthen your resolve, and remind you of what you're working toward. Rebuilding yourself includes rebuilding how you speak to and about yourself. When your words become more hopeful, your thinking follows. When your thinking shifts, your actions align. Over time, that Alignment creates a future shaped not by doubt, but by steady belief and intentional growth. Rebuilding yourself also requires trusting that delays are often preparation, not denial. Many people assume that if progress feels slow, something is wrong, but some seasons are designed to strengthen you before you move forward. What feels like waiting is often quiet work happening beneath the surface. As you move toward 2026, it's important to shift how you view timing. Not every pause is a setback. Some pauses protect you from stepping into situations you're not ready to sustain. Others give you time to grow skills, patience, or clarity that you'll need later. When you understand this, waiting becomes less frustrating and more purposeful. Delays can test your confidence. When things don't move as expected, self-doubt can creep in. You may question your direction or your worth, but rebuilding means learning to separate your value from your timeline. Progress is not always visible, but that doesn't mean it's absent. Growth often happens quietly, long before it shows results. Trusting the process doesn't mean being passive. It means continuing to prepare while remaining patient. You keep showing up, improving, and learning, even when outcomes aren't immediate. This steady effort builds resilience. It teaches you to remain grounded rather than reactive. Many people look back and realize that if certain things had happened sooner, they wouldn't have been ready to handle them. Strength develops over time. Perspective deepens through experience. Delays allow you to build a foundation that supports long-term success instead of temporary progress. Rebuilding yourself during a delayed season also refines your priorities. You learn what truly matters and what doesn't. You stop chasing urgency and start valuing alignment. This clarity helps you make better decisions when opportunities finally arrive. As 2026 approaches, remind yourself that preparation is still progress. Even when it feels slow, you are not standing still. Every lesson, adjustment, and moment of reflection is shaping your readiness. Trusting this process allows you to move forward with calm confidence rather than impatience. Rebuilding requires faith in the unseen work. When the time is right, movement feels more natural and sustainable. You step forward, not rushed, not pressured, but prepared. Delays don't define failure. They often signal growth in progress. And when the next chapter opens, you'll realize the waiting shaped you more than you expected. Rebuilding yourself also means restoring your confidence by remembering past victories. Confidence doesn't come from never struggling. It comes from realizing you've overcome challenges before. In rebuilding seasons, it's easy to focus only on what's unfinished or uncertain, but growth strengthens when you acknowledge how far you've already come. As you move toward 2026, take time to reflect on moments when you handled difficulty with strength, even if it didn't feel impressive at the time. Surviving hard seasons, making difficult choices, and continuing despite uncertainty are all victories. They reveal resilience you may overlook when you're focused on what's next. Confidence grows when you anchor it in experience rather than emotion. Emotions change daily, but evidence remains. Looking back reminds you that you are capable of learning, adapting, and enduring. These reminders help quiet doubt when new challenges appear. You stop asking, "Can I do this?" and begin saying, "I've handled hard things before." Rebuilding confidence also involves reframing how you view setbacks. What once felt like failure often carried lessons that shaped your judgment and awareness. Each challenge refined your perspective. When you see your past through this lens, confidence becomes steadier and less fragile. It no longer depends on constant success. Many people underestimate themselves because they forget their own resilience. They measure their worth by current results rather than accumulated strength. But rebuilding invites you to recognize the strength developed through experience. That recognition fuels patience and self-respect. Remembering past victories doesn't mean living in the past. It means using it as proof of capacity. You take the lessons forward while remaining open to growth. This balance keeps confidence grounded rather than inflated. As 2026 approaches, remind yourself regularly of what you've overcome. Write it down, reflect on it. Let it reinforce belief in your ability to move forward. Confidence built this way remains stable during uncertainty. Rebuilding yourself includes rebuilding trust in your own ability to adapt. When confidence is rooted in experience, you approach the future with calm assurance. You don't rush, you don't retreat, you move forward knowing you've done hard things before and you can do them again. Rebuilding yourself also requires aligning your habits with the life you are hoping to create. Many people have clear goals and sincere intentions, but their daily routines quietly pull them in a different direction. Rebuilding happens when what you do consistently begins to match what you say you want. As you move toward 2026, it's important to look honestly at your habits without judgment. Habits are not a measure of character. They are patterns formed over time. Some habits supported you in previous seasons, but may no longer serve who you are becoming. Growth begins when you adjust these patterns with intention rather than guilt. Alignment doesn't require drastic change. It starts with awareness. Ask yourself whether your daily actions support clarity, health, and progress, or whether they create distraction and fatigue. Small adjustments can have a powerful effect when practiced consistently. Even minor changes in routine can redirect momentum. Rebuilding through aligned habits also creates inner stability. When your actions match your values, decision-making becomes simpler. You spend less energy debating and more energy doing. This consistency reduces stress and builds confidence because you know your efforts are moving you forward. Habits also influence identity. Repeated actions reinforce how you see yourself. When you choose habits that support growth, you begin to identify as someone who shows up for themselves. This identity shift strengthens motivation naturally, without force. It's important to approach habit change with patience. Trying to change everything at once often leads to frustration. Choose one habit that reflects the future you're building and commit to it gently. Over time, success with one habit builds confidence to adjust others. As 2026 approaches, remember that habits are flexible. You are not defined by what you've repeated in the past. You are defined by what you choose to practice going forward. Each small adjustment reinforces alignment between who you are and who you are becoming. Rebuilding yourself means creating a daily structure that supports your growth. When habits align with purpose, progress becomes more natural and sustainable. You don't rely on constant motivation, your routine carries you. Over time, these aligned habits shape a life that reflects intention, balance, and steady forward movement. Rebuilding yourself ultimately leads to stepping into the future with expectation rather than fear. Many people approach a new year cautiously, shaped by past disappointments or uncertainty. But rebuilding invites a different posture, one grounded in hope, clarity, and readiness. Expectation doesn't mean assuming everything will be easy. It means believing growth is possible. As you move toward 2026, understand that expectation influences how you respond to opportunity. When you expect progress, you prepare differently. You stay open. You remain attentive. You position yourself to recognize growth when it appears. Fear narrows focus, but expectation expands it. Rebuilding teaches you to balance realism with optimism. You acknowledge challenges without allowing them to define your outlook. This balanced expectation helps you remain steady during uncertainty. Instead of reacting emotionally, you respond thoughtfully. That stability becomes a strength as you move forward. Expectation also strengthens perseverance. When progress feels slow, expectation reminds you why consistency matters. It keeps you engaged during quiet seasons when visible results haven't appeared yet. This mindset allows you to continue building even when motivation fluctuates. Stepping into the future with expectation also reshapes how you view yourself. You stop seeing yourself as someone recovering and start seeing yourself as someone growing. This shift affects confidence and decision-making. You move with intention rather than hesitation. As 2026 approaches, it's important to set expectations rooted in growth rather than pressure. You don't need to have every detail planned. Expectation is not control, it's readiness. You trust that effort, patience, and alignment will produce progress over time. Rebuilding yourself means letting go of fear-based thinking. Fear asks, what if it fails? Expectation asks, what if it works? That question opens space for creativity, courage, and resilience. When you step into the new season expecting clarity, strength, and restoration, your actions begin to reflect that belief. You engage more fully, you recover more quickly, you remain hopeful without becoming careless.